She's a 2017 Boxster 718. You all lied to me. Every single one of you. Okay, so for my whole life I've been told that the Porsche Boxster is the secretary's Boxster, or it's not a real Porsche, or it's not a real car. It's something that you buy when you're on your way to the flower shop. A complete and utter lie. Not only is the 718 Boxster a car, and there's a difference between cars and things, and I don't know if I've ever discussed that before, but my Alfa Romeo 4C is a thing. It's not necessarily a car. You can't necessarily drive it every day. You don't necessarily do everything every day in it. It kind of sits in your garage. You go out and wreck canyons in it, or you take it to a track day. Well, I gotta tell you, this is not only a car that can be a thing, it's a very, very good thing that is a very, very good car. This is a functional vehicle. It's got a very large space storage compartment in the front. Now, in the bonnet, if I open this, and I'm going to go ahead and do that for you guys, you can actually stick stuff in it. It's actually reasonable. And you can see we're out here in this terrible, terrible weather. And I blame you guys for this. I don't know what you guys have me doing, but you have me doing it. You can stick lots of stuff in there. And not only in the bonnet does it have area, it has it in the trunk as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and walk back. I'm going to show you guys that. Now tell me, what other sports car provides that kind of room? I know you're going to argue that the Corvette does, and I'm telling you, I've owned Corvettes. I've owned two C6s and one C7, and it does not have the same amount of room. Now, the space in the Corvette is bigger, by square foot or however you want to measure it, but the reality is this is a usable car. And I love Corvettes, but people never drive them. But I drove mine, and as you can see here, this is we're out here in the cold and we're in the rain, and we're going to give her a go. Go through some twisty bits here in this girl, and she's pretty impressive, and I'm not going to push her too fast. It's in the wet. I'm lying. You guys know I'm lying. Of course I'm going to push her. We've got her in sport, but we're going to leave the traction control on. I'm an American. The Germans don't think I'm responsible enough to drive without traction control, or whatever nanny they can put in here. We're going to just, oh, look at that. And she holds a line. She's real good. Got some traffic ahead of us. I'm just going to use these power paddle shifters here. I'm gonna let them get a little bit ahead of us. Wow, that sounds really good. When you guys say this doesn't sound like a Porsche, I wonder what you're talking about. She holds so easily. I mean, this thing is a razor sharp weapon disguised as a grocery getter with a retractable hardtop and a, you know, it's got silk chrome veneer everywhere, and the fit and finish of the leather is brilliant. You guys lied to me. You're always lying to me. Oh, Jason, the Porsche Boxster's terrible. No, the Porsche Boxster's brilliant. And not only is it brilliant, either you guys are driving to the grocery store or you're off-roading it or something. I don't know. I mean, this is a daily drivable vehicle, and it's daily drivable in the wet. I mean, this is really, really nice. And for a convertible, it's really quiet, because generally when you get into a convertible, it's super loud. The cabin noise is just tremendous. It's overcoming, it's unbearable, and almost any exotic car is like that too. You get inside, there's very little sound deafening, and that's a little different with this car, because honestly, you have to turn cool on, and there's a little button here, and you know, this little button, this little dial, you go. The German said, well, you're not cool, just drive normal, preserve gas, you're gonna kill yourself, don't be American. And then they said, well, maybe the American can drive just a little bit, so they put this switch here. They go to sport, and you can hear, and she comes out and she's digging it, you know. And I get it, most people wouldn't drive like this in the wet, but we're chasing the apex and we're a little goofy like that. So I think the Germans decided they were going to go take these in the snow. You know, and they were like, you know, we're gonna go to the Swiss Alps today, and we're gonna drive through the Swiss Alps into Italy, and we're gonna just keep this a big secret from the Americans. We're just gonna tell them it's a terrible car, and then we're gonna make fun of it, and our engineers are gonna make fun of it, but because we really don't want Americans to have these cars. They're just too good for us, and that's unfortunate, really. And I get it, I get the neutered modes. Really, you don't want to go hard all the time, and you don't want to be aggressive all the time, but it's so much fun, you know. And the paddle shifters are so well placed. They probably got somebody in here and measured it within a millimeter of an inch, and they said it's German engineering, it must be better than anything else that ever existed. Why? Because it's German, it's a Porsche. But here we are, you know, in the United States, we call it the, you know, hairdresser's Porsche, or we call it the cheap Porsche, or 1,000 other words for it, when really it's really just that good. So if you want to rent this car and you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, I highly recommend you look at Turo, and you look at Simo on Turo. He actually upgraded this car. I'm not going to tell you what it cost us, because that's not fair, that's not right. But thank you, Simo, for doing a wonderful job. His link is below. Please don't forget to like and follow us on Instagram. We also have a Facebook. We're trying to change that up, but definitely Instagram, and that's at JAYSDUBYA. And usually you can kind of see what's cooking before it's cooking, and that seems to be pretty consistent. So make sure you like us on Instagram. That link's below. If you're in the San Francisco Bay Area, make sure you check out Simo, because he will deliver to the airport, and that's pretty darn cool. Wonderful host. Thank you for Simo for all your help. So thanks again for watching Chasing the Apex. In my conclusion, in our conclusion, I would say the 718 Boxster is a brilliant car. And I really suggest you look at it. I really suggest you take your time. I really suggest you convince the salespeople to take you on a real extended test drive in a real canyon road or some real twisty bits. Actually, I suggest you do that to every salesperson and manufacturers. I wish you'd support that. I know you don't care. You don't care what we say on this little old channel, but I think it's important. The reason we even have this channel is a bunch of enthusiasts want to see these things occur, and that's why you see real enthusiasts on this channel, and you see real drivers, and you see real wrenches, and you see real tuners, versus the random dude. And it's not that the random dude can't drive. The random dude could walk up to me and absolutely tell me, hey Jason, can I go driving? And I'd be like, yeah man, let's work that out, because your opinion is very important, and it's important that you, the fans of these vehicles, make that clear, so that way you don't buy into the hype and you get what you want and what you can live with, because none of these cars are cheap. So again, the 718 as a daily driver, brilliant. 718 as a car, absolutely brilliant. The 718 as a beautiful exotic creature, it's not that. It's something else. It's good though. So thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment below. Tell us how we did. Tell us what you'd like to see next. On our next video, we're going to be doing an interview with a real car enthusiast, and that dude's got some stories to tell. So stay tuned. Petrol enthusiast, if you're watching this, this is about you. And thanks to everybody who likes, watches, supports us, especially you, the viewer, to include Prestige Society, Pogia Racing, Bill Eason at Eason Auto, Protomotive, and again, all of you. We wouldn't exist without you, and we do this for you. So if you want to see more of what we're doing, if you want to see how we're evolving, how you're evolving with us, please stay tuned, because our intent is to eventually put you behind the driver's seat.